In all of the Buddhist texts, the Babas of the Buddha, the great human being who is endowed with the superhuman quality, is to promote, to think, to serve, to purpose. The past purpose of Buddha appearing in this world is to promote well-being, happiness, in this very life for all human beings, non-human beings such as deity and other non-human beings who come in close contact with the Buddha. The well-being and happiness of this life is called in Pali, Data Dhamma Hita. Data means visible. Dhamma means phenomena. Hita means well-being. Well-being for this visible phenomena. This visible phenomena is everybody's present life, present condition, which is visible, which can be seen, can be heard, can be experienced, can be interacted with. So this is the first purpose of the Buddhas coming into this world. The second major purpose of Buddha's appearance in the world is to promote well-being and to guide for the unseen and unknown. This is called in Pali Samprayika Hita. In reference books of the Buddhist text, this word is translated as next life, but it is not a complete translation because both Pali Dhamma, Data Dhamma, and Samprayas are very broad with the broader meanings and connotations. Before we start today's talk, let me explain what the Pali term Data Dhamma means. Data means visible, Dhamma means nature, phenomena. Visible natures are those around us, those including us, all the physical things and all the non-physical things that we use in our everyday life. These are objective realities, not imaginative realities. And Buddha's purpose of coming to this world is to promote well-being and to promote happiness and good, common good, for the wider audience of the living beings, human beings as well as deities, divine beings from the heaven, and all those beings who get closer to the Buddha during his lifetime. In this case, non-human beings such as nagas, dragons are included. This is what the word Data Dhamma means. Data Dhamma Hita, the well-being and the interest of the visible nature, visible life. Another word, Sampraya Hita. It's very difficult to interpret in English in a simple way. Sampraya is something beyond physical sense, capacity of the physical sense of human beings. The Palitan Sampraya is very simple and very much direct in its meaning, based on its simple structure. Sampraya, 3 words together. Sam and pra are 2 prefixes. Aya is the root. Sam means well, pra means beyond. Aya means something which happens. Something which happens well beyond the reach and access of the human senses. It's a very interesting word. I'm just trying to make it simple by interpreting as unseen unknown. This unseen unknown is the basic foundations of all religious beliefs in the world. Because men are born into this world amid so many wonderful and mysterious things and very perplexing and confusing things. They don't know what the future holds for them. They don't know what next day or the next year holds for them in their life. There's always mysteries around the human life and human existence, full of unpredictability and uncertainty. And they just start thinking about, oh, this is a wonderful picture, so wonderful and so amazing, beyond imagination, beyond the human creativity. There must be someone up above in the sky who is the all-powerful and who have created all this, etc. And thus, they start thinking this and that. And all the various kind of religious beliefs come up. From the very beginning of the art, from the beginning of the human beings in the world. The Sampraya and real sense of the word, and something which arises and bars beyond a human physical sense. And then what does that mean? What that word means by Sampraya? Sampraya means consciousness, the complex working of the karma, and the existing of the past life, the existing of the future life, known as the afterlife, and the existing of those non-human beings, especially our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, those endless generation of the people who have lived on the surface of the earth. They have lived their human life like the way we live. They have suffered like the way we suffer. They have experienced certain kind of good and bad experience like the way we have experienced. But they are where, in which destination they are, once they expire from this life. This is what fascinates human thinking, human consciousness. So Sampraya covers a lot of subjects, a lot of things. In this case, let's talk about consciousness. We cannot see our own consciousness, our own soul. Many people assume, in many ways, this wonderful soul, often referred to as me and mine, is so wonderful. It is indestructible. It has solid identity and entity, indestructible. Many people thought that way. This way, hope for eternity and eternal life comes up. In Buddhist text, it mentioned about manifestation of cause and effect, a complex web of cause and effect. The whole world is seen through the perspective of cause and effect. As long as there's a cause, there will be effect. A tree sprout comes up out of the surface of the earth because there is a seed, a young seed, which have reached its certain time limit to sprout up because it receives necessary conducive supporting factor such as moisture and nutrients from the soil, etc. then the sprout comes up and the tree start growing, etc. And this is just only basic explanation of how an intellectual person starts thinking in terms of cause and effect. Buddhism teach about logic and cause and effect. And same way, we are, everybody here, including myself, are on the spiritual path, trying to make it stable, trying to keep it sane amid everyday insanity. This spiritual path is very wonderful path, which keep the mind calm, stable, energized, and purified. The power of purification, known as meditation, is very delicate and very subtle. It needs a lot of skill and a lot of the patience. Without skill and patience, one will give up because it is very challenging. Even to handle one's wandering thoughts and one's continual pains, etc. They need a lot of patience, a lot of dedication and commitment, and regular training, and slowly one will achieve one's intended goal of attaining certain degree of the clarity and purity of the mind. And you are trying to achieve that. When you are trying to achieve that, you use Buddha's words as a guide. That's what we are doing as meditation teacher in the retreat. Today, I'm going to talk about what Buddha instructed. The name of that discourse is called the Sacitta Sutta. Sa means one's own. Citta means consciousness or mind. Sutta means discourse. Discourse regarding one's own mind and one's own consciousness. In this discourse, Buddha skillfully instruct disciples how to live one's life, how to have an investigative mind, always analyzing oneself, one's mental states every day, like the way we used to use mirror. The moment we wake up, the first thing we do is go to the bathroom in order to clean up and wash our face. When we wash our face, people wash our face, or after we wash face, we check how we look like in the mirror. We check the reflection of our face through the mirror. There's no other way we can reflect our face and our physical looks except by use of mirror. So we use as a reflective tool because it is important to keep oneself maintained, to keep one's look well managed, because you are going out to outside world, to your workplace, to grocery shopping, or to appointments. If you look unorderly, the way you dress, the way your face, or the way your general appearance looks very disorderly, then it's not good. It doesn't create good impression. You yourself feel very much bad about that. So you always check yourself and trying to tidy up, clean up, and dress yourself up very smartly and cleanly. This way you look great in the view of other people, also in your mind. This is how we need to investigate every day. Daily reflection, daily inspection is what Buddha encouraged you to do. In this discourse, Buddha mentioned about how one should use one's mirror. In this case, that mirror is a spiritual mirror, wisdom, analytical wisdom and analysis. And you use it and check it out, how your mind is going on. What kind of dirty mental states come up, positive mental state or negative mental state, you check it. And if there are negative mental states, you just trying to remove them and let them not recur. This way you keep your mind positive and vibrant and full of energy. This is the basic theme and purpose in this discourse. Now let me explain what Buddha said in the discourse. Ekansmiyam bhagava savatiyan uharati chetavani anatha pendikasa arame. At one time, our Lord Buddha was staying at the city of the Savatthi, and the Prince Jeta's Grove Monastery donated by the well-known wealthy supporter of the Buddha named Anatta Pendika. Tatra ko bhagava bhikkhu amandesi bhikkhoti. When he there, Buddha addressed the monks as disciples. Badandeti deviku bhagavato bicha soto. Yes, Venerable, thus disciples responded. Bhagava Ida Rosa. The Lord Buddha said these words. No je bhikkhu bhikkhu. Prajita priyaya kusalo hoti. Disciple, if a person, a monk, is not skilled yet at knowing others' mental states, Ata Sacitta priyaya kusalo boisami di ewan hiwo bhikkhu sikkitava. Then you should train yourself. I will strive to investigate my own mind and how it is going on, what kind of mental states are going on in the mind. Thus, you should train. Why Buddha said this? Because in Buddha's time, there are countless monks who have made great achievement, great spiritual achievement in their practice, who attain the fourth stage of enlightenment, the fourth stage of fruition knowledge. And together with the attainment of the fourth stage of enlightenment, they also developed 6 kinds of psychic capacities. Among the 6 kinds of super psychic capacities is one called the one power, prajita vijnana jnana, knowing others' mind, knowing others' thoughts, others' mental states. Exactly. This ability is available to those who have attained the 4th stage of enlightenment, but not for all the disciples who have attained the 4th stage of enlightenment. Those who have attained a rupa jhana, 4 rupa jhana, those who have a lot of paramis in their past life, those who are on the pure vipassana meditation path, they don't attain such psychic capabilities. This capability is a very wonderful tool Buddha himself used as a necessary. In this case, Buddha encouraged those who are still training, still practicing on the spiritual path. If you haven't attained such kind of the psychic powers of being able to know others' mental states, you don't need to disappoint. Just move on with your practice. You just develop a mindfulness key, an investigative skill, which can investigate one's own mind. How and what kind of mental states are going on in the mind. You should train like this. You should be the master of your own mind, master knower of your own mind. This is what Buddha wants to encourage the disciple. Now, Buddha want to continue to explain in this discourse. Katenja bhikkhu bhikkhu sacitta priyaya kusala hoti disciples, how a meditator, how a disciple trying to be skillful in analyzing one's own mental states. People start explaining about this question in detail. Buddha used a metaphor, an analogical expression. First, Sayatabi Bekwi, Etiwa, Purisowa, Teharo, Yuwa, Mandanaga Jadiko, Adasewa, Prisodi, Priota, de Echewa, Udgabadi, Sakamuka Nimida, Pichwaka Mano. Disciple, like a young girl or a young male person who used to enjoy beautifying himself, who used to care about his bodily physical looks, always check his own facial looks, his own physical condition by use of the clean mirror or by use of the clean water bowl. He just stand in front of the mirror, he look at the mirror. Saci Tata Pasdi Rajanwa Inganawa. In case he see any blemish, any spot, any dark spot, or any untoward and unsightly view, unsightly spot in the face, Tasiwa Rajasawa Ingnasawa Bhanaya Wayamedi. He make effort to remove that blemish and that unsightly spot by any way he can. No si tata basti rajanwa inganawa. In case he doesn't see any blemish, any unsightly thing on his face, on his general appearance, Deni wadamano hodi pribona Singapore. He's happy by seeing such spotless face and appearance. His mind is satisfying. Lava wadami, brisotan wadami. Oh, how I am fortunate and how I am privileged to have such a good look and good appearance. Ewa me one call Bikui. Biku no Bija Wakana Bugara Hodi Kusli do Tamesu. In the same way, having regular reflection and investigative analysis and developing wholesome conditions and positive mental state is very beneficial and helpful. Buddha now start going to answer directly to the question he raised. Abejalu nu ko bahang bahulang viharami. Anabejalu nu ko bahulang viharami. Am I living my daily life by having thoughts of abeja or not? He start reflecting on his daily mental condition. Abeja in this case is roughly translated as covetousness, but the real meaning refers to every kind of longing, desire, and clinging. Like the word you used to recite every day, Abhijja Domna Sang, Vinaya Abhijja Domna Sang, in Sacitta Sutta discourse. Original meaning of the word abhijja is wishing to possess what other people possess. Most of people in the world, especially for those with a reasonable mind, they don't have such kind of unjustified desire to possess other people's belonging. So the term bija generally refers to the incidence of the desire and attachment, craving, and wishing this and that uncontrollably, and reacting based on one's own egoistic attachment and liking it and wishing to hold on to it. How I mean living my mind with what kind of mental condition? Does there any incidence of the abhijja, craving and lova appear in my mind or not? He should check. This is the first advice Buddha gave. Vyabana Jado Nuko Bahulan Virami. Abhyabana Jado Nuko Bahulan Virami. And I'm living my daily life with a mind full of ill will, being upset, being angry at something or someone, or at some condition, or am I living my daily life with a mind full of peace and for goodwill? One should check this second important checkpoint. Tina meda priyotito nuko bahulan virami. Vigada tina medo nuko bahulan virami. Do I live most of my time in daily life with a mind sloppy, full of sloth and torpor and drowsy, and not being interested in doing good things? Or am I living my daily life most of the time by having a lot energetic and careful mind without any kind of sloth and torpor? This is the third checkpoint a person need to investigate daily. Ododo nuko bahulam viharami. Am I living most of the time with a restless mind, always being distracted and discursive, always scattered and wandering off from one object to another, from one point of interest to another? Another dog nuko bahulam virami. Am I living my daily life for most of the time with a very calm, peaceful mind? This is another important checkpoint to investigate every day. This is number 4. Vijigacho nuko bahulan virami. Tena vijigacho nuko bahulan virami. Am I living my daily life with a confused and doubtful mind, doubting this and that, being skeptical about this and that, or not? This is what a meditator should check for in daily life. Now, number 6. Korono nuko bahulan virami. Agorono nuko bahulan virami. Am I living most of the time, every day, with a mind full of anger and always used to be temperamental, or not? One check how anger arises and how frequently one's anger arises in daily life. This is another checkpoint to investigate. And Buddha continued to instruct Sanki later Chaito Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life most of the time by having a contaminated mind, plagued with different kind of defilements and impure mental states? Asankilita Chaito Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life most of the time with a mind clear, being clear of any defilement, unagitated and clean? This is another checkpoint one should check. This is the third point, the third checkpoint. The seventh checkpoint. Now, the eighth checkpoint. Sarada Kayo Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life with restless body condition? Asarada Kayo Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life with peaceful and calm bodily conditions or not? One should check this as number 8 checkpoint. Now number 9 checkpoint. Kusito Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life being lazy and inactive? Arada Vriyo Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life by being diligent and hardworking? This is the number 9 point to check oneself. Asama Hito Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life being disturbed and not concentrated, with the mind not focused? Samahito Nukho Bulan Virami. Am I living my daily life with the mind being concentrated and focused? This is a number 10 checkpoint to investigate. Buddha gave this 10 principle to check. Then what to do if one found one's mental conditions are having negative mental states with a restless mind, stress with the defilement, and restless body as a result, and being inactive and not striving enough to progress? Then we should correct oneself. If a person found out he still needs improvement and correction, he must try to improve by removing all those weak points. Thus his spiritual condition will be free of blemish, free of impure condition. This will make his consciousness wholesome and pure. In other words, he will have a beautiful consciousness, like a young person trying to have a beautiful look and pretty personality by checking every day in front of the mirror. That's what Buddha wants to instruct us. Now, Buddha continued to explain Tase Bikwi, Biku Pichawakama no Ewan Janadi, Bejalu Bulan Wirami, Biabana Jedo Bulan Wirami. If he found out that his mind has a full frequent incidence of the abeja, attachment, craving, and clinging, then he must make effort to remove, to overcome that impurity by applying a proper method. Regarding this first step, the first impurity, one need to see that desire and that longing and that clinging as it is, as nobody's, as not mine, not me, but just only impure mental state. And trying to remove it by means of letting go through mindfulness meditation, by not repeating it. Vyabana Chedo Bhulan Virami. If the person found that he lives his daily life having frequent incidents of the ill will and bad reactive mind, he must try to correct it, trying to develop goodwill, a calm and peaceful mind, a positive mental quality, which is no longer manipulated by ill will or anger. Tina Meda Pariyoti-do Bhulan Virami. If he found out that his mind is plagued with a sloth and torpor and drowsiness in action, and then he might try to remove it and improve his mental condition. Ododo Bhulan Virami. If he found out that his mind is restless most of the time, he trying to calm it. He trying to calm his mind down by using proper meditation and proper thinking, by keeping proper mental free. If he found out that his mind is full of doubt and confusion and uncertain thoughts regarding the practice or regarding what he is doing, he must try to remove his confusion and skeptic thoughts and trying to develop conviction by having practical results and practical benefits out of his practice. If he found out that his mind is full of anger, even some small slight things happen, which is unacceptable to him, he always reacts in bad anger. Anger can quickly come up. Then he must try to handle that anger by means of proper mental attitudes and proper method of mindfulness meditation, and by letting go it and not holding on to it, so that it is not overwhelm him. Sangileta Chedo Bhulan Virami. If he found out that his mind is plagued with a defilement and being contaminated and polluted, then he must try to remove it. He must try to improve his mental condition. Sarada Gayo Bhulan Virami. If he found that he always restless, physically restless, because the mind is restless and agitated, he must try to develop a calm mind so that the body becomes calm. Kusido Bhulan Virami. If he found out that he always remain lazy and inactive, unmotivated, then he must try to inspire motivation to lift up his mind, and so that he can make a strong commitment to improve himself. Asmaido Bhulan Virami. If he found out that his mind is not concentrated, always wandering here and there to this object or that object, etc., he must try to develop concentration and mental integrity. Regarding this, Buddha continued to explain, Tena bhikkhve bhikkhuna, te sanyewa bhavgana akuslana dhammana pahanaya adhimado sandoja vayamoja usahoja usarija usolija abriwanija sadija samajinja karaniyam. In this case, if he found out there are those negative mental conditions arising in the mind frequently in daily life, he must try to develop a desire, a wholesome wish to improve. This wish should be extreme and utmost degree of the strong wish, adimado sandosa, utmost wish he should exert, he should develop. Vayamo, he should exert utmost effort. Osaho, he should make strong enthusiasm. Osoli, he should make sustained effort. Abdiwani, he should make determination, indefatigable determination, which never retreat, which never give up. Satija, he should maintain utmost degree of the mindfulness. Samzinyanja, he should develop comprehension, clear comprehension. Seyatabi bhikkhve, adita chilowa, adita sisowa, that sewa, chilasawa, sisasawa, nivabnaya, dimadan chaninja, wamenja, ozahinja, udolinja, asam, abdiwaninja, strinja, samjinja, kriya. In this case, disciple, it is very much like a person whose head or whose clothes are caught fair and set ablaze by unexpected spark. If the head of someone, especially the hair, caught fire by some sort of spark, then he must make extreme effort to put out that fire, because the fire is already burning the hair. The hairs on his head, and it will burn the whole body, endangering his life, and ending in death. It can cause death. So the situation is extreme. So he must use extreme effort. If he found out those kind of mental impurities, like a person whose head, especially whose hairs on the head, caught fire, he must make a very urgent effort to put out the fire immediately, so that it doesn't spread, it doesn't burn the whole body, it doesn't cause death. Also, when a person's clothing and caught fire, a fire spark, catch the clothes and then fire started, then that person must make extreme effort to put out that fire by whatever means, so that the fire doesn't increase and grow. Otherwise, it can cause death. Ewa mewan ko tena bhikkhve bhikkhuna te sanyewa bhavgana akuslana dhammana bhanaya adhimado chando ja vayamo ja satija samzinja karaniya. Similarly, a disciple should try to remove those unwholesome mental states. He should exert extreme effort, develop extreme and wholesome wish to improve, and he must make a strong determination not to let up his effort in improving. He must also develop mindfulness and constant awareness to improve his effort to remove those impure mental states. This is just briefly said by the Buddha. Now, there needs a lot of explanation regarding how to handle the abhijja briefly. Regarding longing desire, mindfulness observation is very important. One need to know the moment desire arises, attachment arises. One must note it and remove it by means of mindful observation. A meditator needs to observe it and just let it disappear without taking it as one's own desire. See it as a non-personal desire and non-personal longing, a mental state, an impermanent mental state. This way, one can handle this kind of the longing and desire, craving. Regarding ill will, in Buddhist texts, developing Metta Ceto Vimukti is always instructed. Metta Ceto Vimukti is a Pali term. Metta is very much familiar word for everyone. Metta means goodwill, unconditional goodwill, wishing well-being for everyone, regardless of who he is, either he is related to one or not. When developing Metta, one need to have a free mind. That's what it means, Ceto Vimukti. Ceto means consciousness, Vimukti, free. A mind which is free from any kind of restrictive thinking, such as my relationship or not my relative, my friends or not my friend, my enemies, or just pure strangers. One should not have such kind of the restriction. And it should also be boundless, spreading to all living beings boundlessly, developing attitude of a mother who has only one single baby son or baby daughter. A mother who has only one baby son, one baby daughter, she dedicates all her love and sacrifice to that only begotten child. She wants to see her baby happy and well and safe, free from all unwholesome and untoward condition. This is how a mother who have only one child have the very unconditional and wonderful quality of metta. A meditator, if he wants to develop the metta, Ceto Vimukti, he must try to develop a mother's attitude to her only begotten son, her only begotten child. You can cultivate this goodwill. Buddha already explained what kind of right attitude you should have when you are having this practice. But sometimes it may be a challenge for beginner. But slowly one will develop this attitude. Now, Tina Metta, We used to have the slot and torpor once in a while during the retreat. There are multiple guidance instructed by Buddha himself in the commentaries regarding how to handle sloth and torpor, sleepiness, and bodily heaviness, and mental sleepiness, and mental sloth. The easier one is the moment the sleepiness come up during you are sitting, you just note it, sleepy, and that sleepiness will disappear. But sometimes it may be persistent. Then you have to change your body position and maybe do walking meditation and going out and washing your face and taking fresh air in by making long and possible breath, inhalation, exhalation, and you stretch yourself up, hands and feet, and then you do walking meditation. Yes. There are other techniques also to handle sloth and torpor. Now, restlessness. Out the door, out the cha. This mental restlessness is frequent for everyone. Even during the sitting, the mind becomes restless by having wandering thoughts. But the very violent mental restlessness and gentle mental restlessness are different. During the sitting, meditator experience very calm and non-violent mental restlessness. In this case, some teacher, they encourage the meditators to make a little more effort, such as doing vigorous breathing, if one is practicing anapanasati, or just observing rising and falling by breathing a little bit stronger, by making a little bit more effort so that the body and the mind are fully engaged in the process of meditation. This way, restlessness will become slow and it will reduce. But having the right attitude is more important. That's why meditator needs to see wandering thoughts as garbage, useless, and which has no relevancy and applicability in one's practice. By having this right attitude, one will be able to throw away, to discard all those wandering thoughts, and without being disappointed and disturbed. Vijigaicha and skeptic thoughts, and there are barrier instruction regarding this, which I will be explained in a special retreat, a special time, and maybe on sometime later, and in this retreat, so that you can understand how one need to handle 5 mental hindrances, and so that you can have a clear understanding. Having vijigita, doubts, is natural for most people. But to overcome this, one need to have conviction. And in order to develop conviction, you must make effort in your practice. And once you see benefits of having peace and mental calm and mental energy, you will know that this path is applicable path with the practical benefits. Buddha's teachings are not based on blind faith. He never demanded anyone to have faith in him. He never ever demanded, he never ever encouraged anyone to blindly follow him. This is the one outstanding aspect of Buddha's teaching. That's why I mentioned about Buddha's teaching, that it is not a teaching of compassion, it is a teaching of conviction. Only based on conviction, You can apply Buddha's teaching in your daily life, in your daily situation, how it can impact positively, how it is beneficial. Once you know that, you can apply that novel teaching. So there's no point for Vijikesha, doubt, to develop if you have such kind of understanding. Buddha has given his devotees a lot of religious freedom, a lot of freedom in criticizing his teaching and analyzing his teaching back and forth. He always encouraged to put his teaching under strict and important analytical scrutiny. He always encouraged to scrutinize his teaching. So, once you understand this, there is no point for doubt and confusion to arise. Now, God know regarding the anger. Some people used to have this kind of negative mental energy known as anger. This is just only mental energy, negative mental energy. This negative mental energy is sometimes very much burning and causing a lot of problems to most people, to the person who is angry and also to the people around him. This way, anger burns both the person and all the nearby people nearby social surrounding. You can see an angry person, angry boss, angry spouse in your household, an angry father, an angry mother who used to be angry all the time. And to be with him, to be near him is very much troublesome and problematic. That's why in Buddhist day, anger is always compared to the fire, forest fire. The moment fire starts, it burns itself. It burns everything on its part in its wake, leaving nothing. Leaving nothing, just only ash. It doesn't do anything, any good to the person who is angry or to the person who is related to that person. So anger need to be managed by having proper mindfulness and also proper method, by applying proper method. Regarding anger, in Buddhist text, it is clearly explaining how to deal with the anger, how to improve one's angry mental states in order to become very patient, understanding, and forgiving mental states. But this needs a lot of time. So I want to give you a brief here and this talk. Now, regarding Sankileta Chitta, having mental states plagued with the defilement, polluted with such kind of unwholesome mental state, your mind is full of those kind of unwholesome mental states. And what to do? The best is to keep yourself, to keep your mind calm by starting to focus on meditation. The moment any unwholesome mental state arise and you start feeling stress, then you notice it and you simply let go of it, or you just start your usual meditation for a few minutes or a few hours. This way you will be able to remove that unwholesome mental state. Now, sarada kayo, being restless in bodily conditions. Please understand that peaceful mind is very important to have a peaceful body, peaceful bodily action. A peaceful mind will make a peaceful person. An agitated mind will make an agitated person. And mind and body are interdependent and interrelated. Mental states always affect body condition. In order to have a peaceful and calm bodily manner and bodily modes, one need to train one's mind through mindfulness or through developing a take it easy attitude in everyday activities. This relaxed attitude is very important. This is just only brief guidance. Now, kusido, being lazy. Being lazy is a very bad thing in many ways. Being intelligent and being hardworking is very wonderful virtue for every person in the world. The bad consequence of being lazy are a lot in the world. So one should reflect on the benefit of making effort. This effort is necessary in every existence, either in human world in the heaven. Regarding this, there's a story about the divine king Saka, who is giving advice to his son Sutima. His son is very lazy. He just wants to remain inactive and lazy. Then the king of the heaven, Saka, told his son, if there is any place where no effort is necessary to make a wonderful life, then please bring me there. Please take me to that place. He is trying to make the point that every existence needs effort. Even the millionaire and billionaire, he needs to make effort to maintain his status as a millionaire, not to make any mistake. Otherwise, he can lose everything. One wrong step will cost a lot of money, a lot of things he possesses. So, making effort is necessary everywhere and every existence, even in animal world. So once you understand that, you can inspire. Now, the last one, ask Mahito. If your mind is not concentrated, it still lacks concentration in your practice, you need to improve it by making balanced effort in your practice. This way, you can develop concentration. There are many methods to develop one's concentration. Now, let me conclude what Buddha said, because Buddha is going to conclude in this discourse. Sachipana bhikkhu bhikkhu picha vakamano evanjanadi. In case disciple, after reflecting and investigating himself, found out that I'm living most of the time with a mind without longing and desire, and with a goodwill, without sloth and torpor, without doubt, and without anger, and with a clean and pure mind, and with a very calm and very peaceful body, and being intelligent and hardworking, being concentrated and focused. Then, Tena bhikkhu bhikkhuna, te suyewa kusle du dumedu, padaithaya, audri aswanan khayaya yo karaniyo. In case he found out that his mental conditions are good and positive, full of positive mental condition, then he should strive further by having firmly stood on those wonderful positive states. He should strive further so that he attain the final state of the eradication of the mental states and to attain the fourth and the final state of enlightenment. That's what Buddha encouraged in this discourse. May all of you be able to use everyday mirror every reflective wisdom to investigate your mental state during this retreat and after this retreat. May all of you be able to improve your mental conditions by developing positive mental qualities and live life to the fullest and live life in the peace and happiness and freedom from suffering.